Hey, we're going to start with this cheap option for a CarPlay touchscreen. It got decent reviews on Amazon. I just wanted to see if this would work before I tested the iPad. So feel free to watch the entire video and I'll go into a lot of detail on multiple setups.
Okay, so I was trying to set this up and you notice it has the mount here. I put on the adhesive, but here's the problem. Here, let me tighten this up again. Is that when I tried placing the mount right here, like that, there's like no stick. Like it does not want to connect to the plastic. I mean, even up here, like, yeah, it just doesn't. Okay, so the adhesive sucks. I don't know about the screen yet. I'm about to test that out, but the mount sucks. Now, one other thing that I'm trying is I removed the mount. I'll remove the screw in a minute, but I just wanted to demonstrate this to you. This fits pretty damn well, like right here in the space. So if I can figure out a way of mounting it like that, that looks pretty clean. Like it almost looks like it's meant to be there. So I'll figure out a way of keeping it still. Okay, here's with it powered up. Honestly, it looks pretty clean. Again, I need to get it mounted somehow on there. I need to figure out a way of hiding the cable. So maybe I can kind of shove it in this corner, or not this corner, this seam, and see if I can hide it. I have it plugged in. You'll notice there's a lot of wire here. I can't plug it in somewhere in the like in the front here because I already have things plugged in. But I have it going through the back and into the port here. So that's how it's being powered up. But let's play around with this. Yeah, it looks pretty clean. Overall, the display looks good.
Okay, for whatever reason, I lost my audio from my phone, so I have to re-record the voiceover. Anyway, the GPS works pretty well. The screen looks good. The only issue is it has some lag. I don't really like the lag. Like when I select different apps, when I try to move around on the screen, it just lags with my finger. Not what I expected. I know it's like only an $80 CarPlay, and it didn't come with a camera. It's just CarPlay. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks clean. It's just I don't like the lag.
Hey everyone, quick update. So CarPlay wasn't cutting it for me. I decided to switch it up to an 8th generation iPad. And the reason why is if you were to go with a traditional iPad, you know, like the standard one, not the iPad Pro or Air or Mini. If you got a 10th generation, it was like $300 to $400. If you got like an 8th generation that was refurbished on Amazon, it's only like 150 bucks. And I got one that was refurbished or used. It was like 150 or 160 bucks. I'll include a link in the description. But you know, it works just as well as like a 10th gen. I don't need all the fancy tools. I just need a good touchscreen to use as a GPS or a CarPlay or something similar to a CarPlay. So let me show you my setup. So here's my setup. Like I said, it was about 150 bucks plus like another 20 bucks for the mount. The mount is magnetic and I just have it connected to this flat surface. I tried putting it here, but the texture wouldn't let the adhesive or suction work. So this worked just fine. Every vehicle is going to be a little different, so hopefully you figure it out. But yeah, I placed a little magnet metal plate on the back of the iPad. You can make adjustments on the placement of this. But overall, I'm liking it. Looks good. And here's something that I found out, because I had to return this iPad at one point, is don't just get the standard iPad. Get the Wi-Fi and cellular version. You do not have to pay for the monthly cellular. All you have to do is just connect to your phone's hotspot. You can set up auto join as soon as you get in your car. And you'll notice it gives you an exact location of where you're at. Now the Wi-Fi version does not. It gives you like a 50 to 100 foot radius of where you're located when you're driving, and it is horrible to use as a CarPlay or as a GPS. I really like this because the cellular version, you don't have to pay monthly, you just connect hotspot, and then you can do a split screen. See? You can kind of change it up however you like. And I can just adjust my music. Here. and also just connect the Bluetooth directly to your sound system. Anyway, that works really well. Most of these things, like the Bluetooth and the hotspot, will auto connect to your phone as well as your stereo if you have it set up properly in the settings. And yeah, this is pretty seamless. I'll tell you right now, when you get the ones that are refurbished on Amazon, it's kind of a hit or miss. You don't really know the quality that you're gonna get. Sometimes they'll say like, oh, this one's excellent or good or fair. I think that's what it is. And the one I have has scratches all over the back, which didn't really bother me that much because I'm just using the screen. No one's gonna see the back. You can just put a cover on it, you're good to go. But yeah, that's the biggest difference. Basically, the iPad, if you know, depending on the one you get, if it's the Wi-Fi version only, it does not have a built-in GPS. So that means that it will not give you a specific spot showing you exactly where you are on the map. So you have to make sure you get the Wi-Fi cellular version. And if you get the refurbished version, it's much cheaper if you get the 8th gen. Again, I'll have a link in the description. 9th gen is pretty cheap too if you get it refurbished, but I don't know, 8th gen and 9th gen is kind of the same thing. Like the touchscreen works just fine. You're not really gonna be using all the fancy tools. It's working great. I honestly did not like the CarPlay version because the screen was too small. It was kind of glitchy, had some lag to it. And the iPad seemed to work a lot better. It was a bigger screen. Yes, I paid basically double compared to the CarPlay that I got. You know, the CarPlay was like 80 bucks. This whole setup was closer to 200. But when you compare it to a screen that size for your dash, a lot of places they'll charge like $800 to $1,200 just to get a screen that size in there, like a Tesla style screen. In my opinion, it's not worth it. So if you just set up an iPad, it's so much cheaper. Anyway, get whatever iPad you want, but I was just trying to keep this budget friendly and give you kind of that professional Tesla experience. Anyway, have a good one. Links are in the description. Let me know if you have any questions. One other thing I wanted to add is I'm using Visible for the hotspot. So on my phone, it's like $25 a month. It gives you the option to where you can turn on a hotspot and it's unlimited. So you can hook up your iPad, it auto connects to your phone, and then you can use the GPS right away. $25 a month, doesn't cost anything extra. Even though your iPad is cellular, you don't actually have to turn on the cellular. You're just using the GPS chip and you're connecting to your hotspot on your phone. So I'll include a link to the description to the Visible plan I'm using. So yeah, hopefully that helps.